Hello, viruses and vaccinators. My name is TV Sky, and I had some slime in my throat there. Welcome back to Mass Effect 2, where we are still just grinding away at those loyalty missions, and the occasional side mission as well to pad out the episode when it needs to be a little bit longer, and, yeah. Let's see, whomst doth we wisheth to loyaltyeth? Now, I'm not sure that's proper archaic English, but I also don't care. I am not in university anymore. I do not have to give a damn about linguistics. And I never will again! Although, somehow, I still, in my head, can't not remember things about linguistics, despite not wanting to. Let's go to Tuchanka. There's a man there I want to see. And some missions I want to go on. But first, there's a man there I want to see. Scarred by bombardment craters, radioactive rubble, choking ash, salt flats, and alkaline seas, Tuchanka can barely support life. Thousands of years ago, life grew in fierce abundance under the F-class star Aralak, a Raik clan word meaning Eye of Wrath. Tree analogs grew in thick jungles, their roots growing out of shallow, silty seas. Life fed upon life in an evolutionary crucible. This world died in nuclear firestorms after the Krogan split the atom. A little ice age of nuclear winter killed off much of the remaining plant life. In recent centuries, many Krogan have returned to their homeworld. The reduced albedo has caused global temperatures to rise. In order to maintain livable temperatures, a vast shroud was assembled at the L1 Lagrange point. It is maintained by the Council Demilitarization Enforcement Mission, CDEM, which is based on orbiting battle stations. CDEM advisory: visitors to Tuchanka land at their own risk. The CDEM will not attempt to extract citizens threatened by clan warfare. Travel advisory: the ecology of Tuchanka is deadly. Nearly every native species engages in some predatory behavior, even the remaining vegetation is carnivorous. Travel beyond guarded areas is strongly discouraged. Population 2.1 billion. Capital, currently Erdnot. CDEM garrison, 2,400. So this is a demilitarized planet, essentially. It's a demilitarized zone. It's under a form of colonial occupation, with, like, orbital battle stations with 2,400 people on them, staffed all around the planet to keep an eye on things, you know, just to make sure. It's a form of occupation, which the Krogan have lived under for the past, 1,000 years. Anyway, Garrus, let's have you put on your cool outfit, your DLC outfit. I like this one a lot. And Tali, you come along too. We'll get Grunt and Morden later to do the loyalty missions, but just for the moment. Remember these people?
What did I tell you, hon?
Stop right there, alien. You're Shepard of the Normandy.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Is it just me, or do the other Krogan not like me?
Oh, there's some concern about me bringing in a non-Krogan. I had to talk to the chief a little. It's not a deal.
Wait, so they don't even want me here?
Who cares what they want? I want you. That's all that matters.
I don't know if I can do this, Char.
Hey, now. My blue rose of Ilium always stands strong to reach toward the sun.
Okay, I'll manage. Just no more poetry.
What did I tell you, honey? Isn't it beautiful? Far away from all that high-tech noise.
I guess. Seems a bit dirty, though.
Oh, it builds character.
Remember these two crazy kids? Looks like they made it.
If you're looking for work, you're shouting down the wrong hole. The Blood Pack only recruits Krogan.
And Vorcha.
You again. I told you the Blood Pack only wants Krogan. Go flash your smooth skin somewhere else.
Did he just try to slut-shame me? What the hell?
I thought coming to Tuchanka would get me away from jaw-flapping aliens. I was obviously mistaken.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you until you get pissed off enough to fight me.
If you're looking for work, you're shouting down
He just returns to...
The blood pack.
Well, whatever.
The clan leader wants to speak with you. Talk to him soon, alien. If we decide you're not welcome, you'll know just before we kill you.
I don't think so.
Someday we'll get off this rock and show those Turians who's boss. Damn right. Tear their scales off and let the Pyjaks feast on them while they're still alive. Ha!
Charming. Poor Garrus.
Not clan reports use weak encryption. I see references to a captured Solarian in the logs of the Chief Scout. Also, I have been unable to access local medical records. I suggest asking the local clan leader for assistance with Grunt's problem.
Let's go say hi.
Halt. You must wait till the clan leader summons you. He is... in talks.
You know what tradition demands. Clan Urdnot must respond. Your reforms will not go unopposed. You risk appearing weak at a critical time.
Shepard.
Good enough? Excuse me.
Out of my... Shepard. My friend. You look well for dead, Shepard. Should have known the Void couldn't hold you.
Looks like helping me destroy Saren and the Geth has worked out for you. Glad we didn't have to kill each other on Vermeer.
You made the rise of Urdnot possible. Vermeer was a turning point for the Krogan, though not everyone was happy about it. Destroying Saren's genophage cure freed us from his manipulation. I used that to spur the clans to unify under Urdnot.
You abandoned many traditions to get your way. Dangerous.
Speak when spoken to, Uvenk. I'll drag your clan to glory whether it likes it or not.
The little smile.
Now, Shepard, what brings you here? How's the Normandy?
Destroyed in a collector surprise attack. I ended up spaced.
Well, you look good. The benefits of a redundant nervous system.
Yeah, humans don't have that.
Oh, it must have been painful then. But you're standing here, and you've got a strong new ship. Takes me back to the old days. Us against the unknown, killing it with big guns. Good times.
Sounds like you've got big changes ahead for the Krogan.
We are making a neutral ground where all clans are welcome. Fertile females can be shared among clans. We will strengthen the race as a whole.
You threaten everything that makes us strong. It will not last.
Maybe. Until then, you're lucky to be a part of it.
How do you maintain security with so many different clans in one place?
Any clan willing to send in hostages can come in. No fighting inside the camp. Each clan punishes its own criminals. We stop conflicts before anyone dies. Then we present a simple choice. Pay a fine and deal with your problems, or your clan is no longer welcome.
That doesn't sound very harsh by Krogan standards.
Allies from other clans like what I'm doing. They help deal with skeptics. Many are eager for an outlet. Every time I've declared a clan unwelcome, my allies have destroyed them. Word gets around.
Yeah, it sure does. Anyway, you share your females?
What do the women of Clan Urdnot think about this plan?
It was our female clan leader's idea. The neutral area is safe, and it encourages more female clans to ally with us. Attacks on Urdnot now endanger the females of all clans. Even clans that want to see me dead will defend Clan Urdnot.
Your women have their own clan structure?
Nothing is more valuable than a fertile female. We know it. They know it. They isolate themselves for their own protection. We work together to set up breeding alliances. I can hardly do anything without clan leader Yuta's approval.
It sure seems like the sterility plague that the Krogan and that the Turians and Salarians unleashed on this place didn't have any negative ramifications whatsoever for the social structure of the Krogan species. Just doesn't seem to have fucked them up at all, Morden.
This sounds ambitious. How's it gone so far?
Better than I'd feared. Worse than I'd hoped.
It can't continue. You are going against what makes us strong.
Sounds like you're not making friends.
Traditionalists like Uvenk are chained Varen, always fighting, guarding their pathetic stick in the ground. When the smoke clears, I can plant the flag on their corpses and rally the rest around a new Krogan hub.
Sounds like you're counting on a lot of bloodshed even after you unite.
It will be slow, but I won't change what we are. Krogan are judged by the strength of our enemies. Our worst insult is to say someone's not worth killing.
I hope that works well for your people. But back to the reason I'm here.
We don't often allow aliens to do business on Tuchanka, but you're an exception.
I'm looking for a Salarian. He was captured by the Blood Pack and brought here.
My scout commander can direct you. He's probably near the perimeter running target practice. Don't take too much of his time. I need a constant watch on the other clans.
I need to go. We'll go over this another time.
Watch yourself, Shepard. Tuchanka isn't safe and homey like Theros and Ilos.
Man, I remember that Tali and Garrus had voice lines with him, but
Were you around the female camps and the children over last week? No. I was off dealing with a Varen attack. What? Any promising warriors? Yes, of course. Strong. One day they would tear our enemies apart. You don't want anything I sell, human. It'll tear your insides like you swallowed knives. Greetings, human. My name is Ratch. Have a look at what I've got.
Everyone I talk to hates that aliens are an Urdnot. Except you.
I don't have the luxury of turning away paying customers. I do enough business off-world to know that you aliens have more credits than people here do.
What do you have in stock?
Most of it's food and drink that's toxic to humans. Ringcall's a local favorite. Don't try to act tough, it'll tear your insides apart. Otherwise, I've got weapons, scrap, and whatever food those pie jocks don't steal. Which isn't much. Take a look at my kiosk over there if you want to buy something.
I should go.
so there's a minigame where you can kill Pyjax for him and get a discount. It's a little boring and I don't want to do it, so I'm not gonna. Let's see. Ooh. 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 The Phalanx. Do I want it? Nah, not really. Let's just get the shield harness and the asymmetric defense layer and the death mask and the stabilization gauntlets and the heavy weapons ammo
This might be useful.
and the M5 Phalanx heavy pistol, even though I don't want to use it, but I'll pick it up just for completionism. Well, semi-completionism.
One of the children, probably 5 years from the right. Yeah, my eyes, I think.
Huh. Think you actually had a fertile female on one of your trips to their camp?
I must have.
A son. Good for you. We'll get a ring call to celebrate.
I like these two, by the way. Let's trigger their conversations a few more times.
My son. He played tackle with Aaron. He was good. Fast. Strong.
Well, of course he was. Any son of yours must be.
Then they went back to the field. He was so fast. I didn't get to talk with him. Should I ask the female clan for right of parentage?
Why bother with all the politics? You know you've sired a son. That's enough.
But I could teach him to hunt, the best way to shoot a gun, to fight with honor and savagery.
You can do that next time they bring the children.
It's not the same. I just wish. I don't know.
things could be different. We could live together, us, the women, the children. You know we can't. We'd just be one big weak target. Have to keep the fertile females safe, the children safe. Damn the Genophage. I think I'll take you up on that Rinko later.
Yeah, no, but Genophage has not had any negative consequences for Krogans whatsoever. There's no psychological effects on them at all. Hasn't done anything to their society. This man just wants to be a goddamn father, right? Like you can hear it in the way that he's voice acted. It's just like he thinks he might have a son. And this is clearly incredibly important to him, to have a son, and he desires a relation, like he wants to be a father to him, to teach him, like to pass on what he knows and what he's learned, to build a family. But he can't, because as the other warrior points out, the Genophage and the effects that it's had on Krogan culture, on the Krogan way of life, on the necessities of how they had to organize their society around it, has completely fucked up his ability to have anything like a normal life where he could, like, have a family, maybe. Because the Turians and the Solarians and the Citadel Council and the rest of the galaxy just decided, oh, no, these savages are untrustworthy and uncivilized and must be controlled with violent eugenics. Because their lives do not matter. Like, their culture does not matter. Like, this is what the Genophage has wrought, basically. It's like, think of it from their perspective. Like, as Rex has already pointed out in the previous game, most Krogan don't bother staying on Tuchanka. They just go and become mercenaries, or, like, fly around the galaxy chasing credits and violence, and they don't stay here. They don't build anything. They don't try to make a society of any kind, because, like, why would they? They can't build families. They can, like, it leads to this entire species that sort of runs on selfishness. Because there's, like, you try and build a family, you try and like, build something to the benefit of others, to the benefit of a society, and you're just gonna have to watch, like, 1,000 children die in childbirth. Over and 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 over again. It's like, you kind of get it, you know? Not that it justifies it, but...
Watch it, human.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Not that it justifies it, but it's like, you can kind of see. You can see why they are a very nihilistic species like that.
At first I thought it was a waste of ammunition just to kill incoming vermin. Now I think if these Urdnot can pinpoint such small mammals with these guns, they'll make short work of an incoming invasion force.
Maybe part of the reason why Krogan culture developed into being so focused on violence is, like, they have some reasonable complaints with the rest of the galaxy. Like, they don't have a lot of reason not to hate every other species in the galaxy that lets this shit go on. You know, just saying. Just saying, maybe there's an element of that, maybe. Because it's like, however brutal you think Krogan culture is, there's an element of, like, you can't just fucking decide to murder them. Like, you can't just do that. Sorry, like, it's not justified. It isn't. It doesn't matter how, oh, they're violent and dangerous. Yeah, well, like, find a fucking way to coexist somehow. Maybe they could become less violent if you didn't, like, fuck up their entire species like this. Maybe there's a chance. Maybe it's possible. Who knows?
This is the great Krogan homeworld. This is the land of Kredok, Shiagar, and Viol. This chunk of rock is barely worth standing on. Never thought I'd miss the tank. The Citadel has its huge arms. Millions of people live there. Why do you care so much? You gonna leave Tuchanka? Run off with the damn bloodback mercs? No. Then shut up and quit yammering about what you'll never see.
They have an infirmary thing.
Where the power doesn't work half the time? Pyjaks and Baird and other clans are always trying to kill us? Yes. And you know why? Because I don't look at that damn extranet. Who cares what human colonies are getting attacked? Who cares who's declaring war? This camp, these rocks, this is all we're ever gonna see. This is real.
The Citadel was damn pretty known.
So's the sun. Stare at either of them for too long. You go blind.
And there it is again, you know, like the despair that these people live in all the time. Anyway, there is an infirmary or something somewhere. Is it over? Oh, it's over here.
Don't touch anything.
Doi.
Krogan's hit by genophage, nuclear assaults, civil wars. Still survive.
Yeah, no thanks to you. Or anyone else.
Impressive to see life adapt, continue despite circumstances. Inspiring.
You made some of those circumstances, Mordin. Hijack, punch. No, let's not do that. Let's not.
Should you be in here?
Who are you?
I am Fortak, Lord High Researcher in matters scientific for Clan Urdnot. And I don't have time to answer your inane questions.
I won't take up much of your valuable time.
My work is very important, human.
Of course it is. I'm just curious. I'd heard a lot about the genius of Krogan science.
Oh, finally, someone understands. I swear I am among brainless Pyjaks here, toiling among savages. I am the Lord High Researcher.
I take it you're a scientist.
I used to be a scientist. I designed weapons. Now my genius is wasted on frivolous things. Things that don't explode. My predecessor said no one would understand the true worth of my work. As I pulled my blade from his chest, I knew he was telling the truth.
Not exactly what I would call effective academic peer review.
I don't care what you call it. We value the will to use what we create, not just the ability to create it. We don't count success until the ground shakes in response.
You must be working on something important.
I was building the biggest, best offensive ordnance yet. A real ground pounder. But the new clan leader wastes my time with frivolous research. Crop genetics, medicinal improvements. We can buy that stuff from the Solarians.
Solarians created genophage, I've heard. Still trust them with medicines and agriculture?
Yeah. What else can the Solarians do to us at this point? It's not like they can make us even more infertile. Actually, wait, forget I said anything.
Yeah. And again, they are, like, you see it again? That despair, it's like, fuck it, like, why should we care about crops? Why should we care about making a better world? We'll just buy that from other people. Who gives a fuck? Like, no reason to care about the destiny of your species because, you know, 1,000 dead children every time there's a pregnancy. And what that must do to Krogan women, man, Jesus.
Sounds like the new clan leader has some very different ideas on how to lead the Krogan.
If you want to know more, talk to him directly. He's my leader. I'll not say anything else about him.
Enjoy your research.
Yes, move along.
Anyway, let's buy some... Lots of damage upgrades we can buy. And I want them all. Ah! Not enough to get the biotic, but fair enough. 4 out of 5 is not bad.
What do you want, human? Rex told me to be polite. He didn't say you were going to talk to me.
I'm looking for a Solarian. The Blood Pack captured him and he was last seen around here.
I heard about that Solarian. Poor bastard. If it's Blood Pack, then Clan Weirlock has him. Sent one of my scouts to check it out, but he never reported back. Guess they got him, too. Chief told me to give you one of the trucks. Just follow the highway to Weirlock's base, if you've got the quads to deal with him in the Blood Pack.
Off we go, then.
What can you tell me about Clan Weirlock's base?
Last I heard, the clan was holed up in an old hospital. I haven't seen it, though. I've only seen Clan Weirlock from a distance. If I'd gotten closer, I'd have taken a shot. You get inside, though, bring a big gun. Weirlock's base is crawling with Blood Pack.
That doesn't sound too defensible. Why'd they hole up there?
Any hospital on Tuchanka has to be built well enough to withstand a bunch of enraged Krogan.
When an injury forces us to switch over to secondary organs, things get messy. Higher thought processes don't always transition properly. Blood rage, they call it.
Any idea what they're doing with the Solarian?
I assume they wanted to torture him. You don't take somebody home just to kill them. It's messy. Maybe he pissed off the Blood Pack, and they brought him here for special treatment. No skin off my hump what they'd do with him. One less alien on Tachanka.
That's a bit xenophobic, sir. I mean, yeah.
You don't seem to have much love lost for aliens.
Don't get your quads in a twist. If I was gonna kill you, you'd know it. Rex believes we need to unite the Krogan people. I don't think we can do that with off-worlders interfering, but it's not my call.
What's Clan Werlock's reputation? And how are they involved with the Blood Pack?
Tough humps, and they're not friendly like we are. You ever run into the Blood Pack? Mercenary gang. Clan Werlock started it. One of the only gangs with an off-world presence. They're fanatics, totally devoted to Werlock Guld. Whatever they did with your Solarian, Guld's behind it.
What makes Guld so special?
He's got 2 children. One of them is a girl. Some people think he's got a destiny. Not me. I had a cousin who won 20 consecutive games of Quasar. Lucky bastard. I'd ask my cousin for a loan, but I wouldn't swear allegiance to him. Luck. That's all it is. Same for Guld.
2 children. That's enough to make some people basically worship him. 2 children. Like, imagine living in a world like that. Jeez. Like, I'm not especially interested, like, maybe I'd like to be a father someday, I don't know. But I'm not, like, especially invested in it. But imagine if you just knew that you'd have to watch, like, your significant other, at least if you don't have a womb, you'd have to watch a significant other go through a pregnancy and just know for fact, that the child will be stillborn. Like, there's no chance in hell that it's not. Like, imagine what that does to you, man. Jesus. Like, trying to have empathy for the Krogan, like, it's like, fucking hell. Fucking hell.
But the Blood Pack has non-Krogan members like Vorcha.
Ha, the Vorcha. They're just like the Varen. Only they can use guns and don't crap on the floor as often. The Krogan are the only real members of the Blood Pack. Anyone else is just there to soak enemy fire.
Let's see, I think the first enemies we'll be encountering are Klixen, if I don't miss my guess. Yeah, there they are.
Yeah, right on your ass.
There we go. No point wasting too much ammo on them if you don't have to. Because Varen and Klixen just do not drop ammo ever. So... oh, hello, hi! Gentlemen? Ammo, thank you very much. More Klixen? Nope.
This burned nicely.
shit. Okay, that's not good. Ah, it was a Varren! God damn it, I should have known it was a Varren! Oh, come on. Really? Down. No regeneration for you. Okay, nothing spawning in yet. Oh, they're gonna be down there. Yeah, there's a pyro. Couple of pyros. Well, your poor fortune is that I have overload. Bonk! What a hell of a way to go. Gotcha. Let's see. Anything else around here that's worth picking up? Hey, a combustion manifold. I'll take that. Whatever that's for. Oh, wait, I know what that's for. Haha, cool. Now, Mr. Door, are you gonna be nice and let me through? Thank you, Mr. Door. You're very polite.
Repurposed Krogan Hospital. Sturdy, built to withstand punishment.
That's a dead human.
That body, human. Need to take a look. Sores, tumors, ligatures showing restraint at wrists and ankles, track marks for repeated injection sites. Test subject, victim of experimentation.
I don't suppose there's a way to tell who this poor bastard was.
No tattoos or ID. Maybe slave or prisoner, maybe merc or pirate. Irrelevant now. Clearly part of Krogan tests to cure genophage. Humans useful as test subjects, genetically diverse, enables exploration of treatment modalities.
Wouldn't something native to Tuchanka work better? Varren, maybe?
Yes, human experiments strictly high-level concept testing. Native Tuchanka fauna likely used later in development stages. Wise to delay use of Varren until necessary. Powerful bite.
What can you tell about their experiments from looking at the body?
Position of tumors suggests deliberate mutation of adrenal, pineal glands, modifying hormone levels, counterattack on glands hit by genophage. Clever.
Do you think they're close to curing the genophage?
Can't say. Need more data. Conceptually sound, though. Genophage alters hormone levels, could repair damage with hormonal counterattack.
How are humans more genetically diverse?
More variable. Peaks and valleys, mutations, adaptations, far beyond other life. Makes humans useful test subjects. Larger reactions to smaller stimuli.
I know we can look much different from each other, but Asari have a wide range of skin tones.
No, ignore superficial appearance, down to genetic code. Biotic abilities, intelligence levels. Can look at random Asari, Krogan, make reasonable guess. Humans, too variable to judge. Outliers in all species, of course. Geniuses, idiots. But human probability curve offers greater overall variety.
That sounds like some eugenics bullshit, but okay.
Now we've got 2 reasons to shut this place down.
Focus on Malin. Too late to help the dead.
I am the speaker for Clan Werlock, Offworlders. You have shed our blood. By rights, you should be dead already. But Werlock Gold, the Chief of Chiefs, has ordered that you be given leave to flee and spread the message of our coming.
Krogan don't generally let people go. What does Clan Werlock have planned?
If you walk away now, you can tell your children that you saw Clan Werlock before our Blood Pact conquered the stars. You think the Erd not impressive? They are pitiful! Werlock Gold will destroy them! The Salarian will cure the genophage, and Clan Werlock will spread across the galaxy in a sea of blood!
Appears they discovered Malin's work. Unfortunate.
It doesn't have to happen like this. I can understand wanting to cure the genophage.
No, human, you understand nothing! You have not seen the piles of children that never lived. The Krogan were wronged. We will make it right, and then we will have our revenge!
Half the galaxy sees the Krogan as victims. If you start a war, you'll lose their support.
We have the Blood Pack, and we have the Solarian. When our clan numbers in the millions, we will not need support. When we cure the genophage, Warlock Gold will rule all Krogan. The Krogan rebellions will be...
You talk too much.
See? The human cannot hit a simple target.
They're stepping away, like they know. Sorry, but seriously, shut the fuck up. Ah, Varen. Okay, impossible to hit them from here. Nah. Ah, shit. Motherfuckers have a clear shot at me. Okay, don't like this. Don't like this. Don't like this. Don't like that. Yeah, Mordin, try not to die. You're not exactly the most durable. Yeah, okay, there he goes. Even Grunt can't take that kind of punishment forever. You're gonna shut the fuck up. Yeah, they can restore their armor after a little bit. It's very annoying. Little late to be using that ability I queued up for you there, Mordin. But I appreciate the thought. I'd also appreciate some ammo, but no luck on that one. No, yeah, there was some. Yay, yay. Good.
Labs likely through there. Can smell antiseptic, hint of dead flesh.
Just get us there.
Active console may contain useful data. One moment. Genetic sequences. Hormone mutagens still steady. Protein chains, live tissue, clone tissue. Very thorough. Standard treatment vectors. Avoiding scorched earth immunosuppressants to alter hormone levels. Good. Hate to see that.
Most people wouldn't be so casual about developing a sterility plague, Mordin.
Not developing, modifying, much more difficult, working within confines of existing genophage, 100 times the complexity. Errors unacceptable, could cause total sterility, malignant tumors, could even reduce effectiveness, worse than doing nothing. Had to keep Krogan population stable, 1 in 1,000, perfect target, optimal growth, like gardening.
They're not plants, Mordin.
You're saying you were working just as hard to keep their population from falling?
Yes, could have eradicated Krogan. Not difficult. Increased mutation to degrade genetic structure further. Chose not to. Rachni extinction tragic. Didn't want to repeat. All life precious. Universe demands diversity.
Mordin, for fuck's sake.
Pretty it up however you like. You're talking about murdering millions.
No, murdered no one. Altered fertility, prevented fetal development of nervous system. Have killed many, Shepard. Many methods. Gunfire, knives, drugs, tech attacks. Once with farming equipment, but not with medicine.
Sorry, Mordin, that's not how... You can't just fucking abdicate the consequences.
What was it like working on the genophage modification project?
Best years of my life. Wake up with ideas, talk over breakfast, experiments all morning. Statistical analysis in afternoon, run new simulations during dinner, set data runs to cook overnight. Laughter, ego, argument, passion, Galaxy's biggest problem, massive resources thrown at us. Got anything we wanted.
Do you keep in touch with your old team members?
No. All changed with deployment. Made test drop on isolated Krogan clan, hit rest of Tuchanka when results were positive. End of project. Separate ways. Watching it end, watching birth rates drop. Personal. Private. Not appropriate for team.
Sounds like you were pretty important. How'd you go from that to running a clinic on Omega?
Wanted to heal people. Good use of last decade. Something easy. No ethical concerns. Understand rationale for modified genophage, right choice. Still, hard to sleep some nights.
As it should be.
How can you agree with using the genophage, Mordin? Look at what happened to Tuchanka as a result.
State of Tuchanka not due to genophage. Nuclear winter caused by Krogan before Salarians made first contact. Krogan choices. Refuse truce during Krogan rebellions. Expand after Rachni wars. Splinter after genophage. Genophage medical, not nuclear. No craters from virus. Damage caused by Krogan, not Salarians, not me.
So if the Krogan banded together and formed a united government, you'd welcome that?
Yes, United Krogan saved Galaxy, destroyed Rachni. Genophage, not punishment, simply alters fertility to correct for removal from hostile environment.
The effects on Tuchanka are still your responsibility. You upgraded the virus that kept them in barbarism.
Krogan committed war crimes, refused to negotiate. Turian defeat not complete. Krogan could have recovered, attacked again. Conventional war too risky. Krogan forces too strong. Genophage was only option.
No.
Krogan forced genophage, us or them. No apologies for winning. Wouldn't have minded peaceful solution.
It's all rationalizations. Remember Jacob's father? Remember how he talked about the hard choices that he had to make? Had to do it. No choice. Best solution. Like, when you come up with those rationalizations, you make some pretty specific choices about how you justify... How you decide what counts as a motivating necessity and what doesn't. What counts as a moral inacceptability? Like, what counts as the pale, and what counts as beyond the pale? What counts as too far? You're making a lot of choices there. And, like, I do like Mordin as a character. Like, I like that he defends it. Like that he's not, like, walking around openly conflicted about, like, that he committed to it. He believes in this. He believes in this genuinely, and he will defend it with arguments. I think they're bad arguments, but he will defend it. Like, and as a player, as a person who's reading it, it forces you, this is what I really like about games like Mass Effect, it forces you to take a stance on it. Like, given the same circumstances, would you have made the same choices Mordin made? Like, are his arguments persuasive to you? If they are, that tells you something about, like, your own morality, what you consider morally acceptable, what you consider, like, what reasons you consider valid versus which ones you don't. Where, for example, my response to all of that is like, yeah, well, no, yeah, like, yeah, cool. The Krogan were potentially, possibly, maybe dangerous. You had a bunch of simulations that said, hey, they could rise up again, and they could be bad for threaten the galaxy, bad. But the thing to remember, the Rachni wars were happening, right? The Reapers were basically mind-controlling the Rachni to attack the galaxy. The Turians were having trouble taking them down. And so the Salarians found the Krogan. They came to the Krogan and said, hey, you seem like pretty strong warriors. Why don't we give you all of this war technology and use you as a living weapon against the Rachni? Doesn't that sound like fun? And then when the Krogan, like when the wars with the Rachni are over, you have this species, the Krogan, who in the middle of nuclear winter, like who in the middle of like the darkest moments for their species when they've destroyed their own planet, you hand them a whole bunch of incredibly powerful weapons, and then you turn around, you act all surprised when they decide to use them again. Like, You engineered the situation in which the Krogan rebellions happened. You engineered the circumstances under which the Krogan rebellions happened. Like, if you're so fucking caught up on let's use science and math to predict the behavior of a species, cultural simulations, blah, 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 someone should have fucking known that if you give the Krogan, who are in the middle of, like, a nuclear winter, in the middle of like, the darkest period of warfare within their own species, a whole bunch of powerful weapons that are, like, hundreds of years ahead of their own technology in terms of effectiveness, that, like, maybe there would be some fucking consequences to that. Like, if you're so fucking into population simulation as being... And then you have to accept responsibility for that, too. Like, if you want to take that scientific, like, we can statistically analyze and we can predict everything based on science, and our science predicts that the Krogan will become a problem in the future, then I have to ask, how the fuck did you not see it coming the last time, then? And then you have to take responsibility for that one. You can't just, like, you can't just pick and choose when you want to apply your science simulation and when you want to go, oh, we couldn't possibly have known, because now you're claiming to know. Now you're claiming the Krogans are too dangerous, we can't allow them to recover their population. Right, okay. But then you can't turn around and say, oh, we couldn't possibly have known the Krogan would be dangerous when we gave them all of those fucking weapons that they use to, like, wage war in the galaxy. And also, like, remember what the Krogans rebelled against. Like, from the Krogans' perspective, they were given all these powerful weapons. They were, like, uplifted to a spacefaring civilization by the Solarians and the Turians. And then, having won the war for them, the Solarians and the Turians are like, that was very nice of you. Now, you all go sit down on Tuchanka and be nice little pet Krogan, whomst we can use as shock troopers. You're not going to get a seat on the council. You're not going to get political power. We're not going to reward you in any of the ways that your culture demands. That's you are backward savages, and you're just going to have to let us take charge. Like, there's complexities here, which is where my moral sense is like, yeah, you can't play God like that. You can't just play God with a whole species like that. You can't force an entire species to be, like, to watch thousands and thousands and thousands of children die in childbirth. You can't just fucking do that. You can't just do that. Like, because this shit is the consequence. You perpetuate the circumstances. Like, you perpetuate the circumstances that make them, air quotes, too dangerous to allow to recover. You create this whole Tuchanka environment where everyone is waging war all the time. Everyone's nihilistic. No one has any hope for the future. Oh, the Krogans are so violent and barbaric, we can't allow them to recover their population. Do you think maybe you had something to do with that? Like, the fact that they have stayed obstinately so warlike and violent and, like, unpeaceful? Do you think maybe you have something to do with that? Do you think maybe part of that is your fault? The reason why they're still so dangerous that you have to keep their population suppressed is because you created awful, horrifying, just mind-bogglingly terrible circumstances in order to keep them oppressed and suppressed, and then you force them to live in it? Do you think maybe that has something to do with it? Do you think maybe that has something to do with why their culture hasn't moved on? Do you think maybe if you do that to a people, it fucking affects them in some pretty severe ways? Which is where, again, power always has a justification. The Solarians and the Turians have power over the Krogan, and they have justifications for using it, always. And the Krogans just don't have the right. Like, they don't have the right to have objections to that. They don't have the right to want to define the terms of their own species' existence, because the Solarians and the Turians know better than these backward savages, and they will inflict on these backward savages whatever is necessary in order to maintain their status as backwards savages. And they'll say the whole time, oh, if the Krogans would only behave, if they'd only like band together and form a government that we find acceptable, in a way that like we like, instead of a way that's based on like their culture and their history, then sure, we would welcome them. They would be productive members of the galaxy if they would just accept that 1,000 children will die in childbirth for every child that manages to be born. They just have to accept that little thing and be good, nice, like, obedient people who behave in a way that we approve of, and then everything's fine. Everything's cool. Don't worry about it. It's like, yes, like, the Krogan can't just go out and make war on everybody, obviously. Like, they have to give something as well where it's like, maybe don't try and create an empire. Like, maybe don't go killing everyone. Maybe that's a bad idea. But, like, you can't just... I can't get over that number, that it's 1 in 1,000. 1 in 1,000, and all the other children are stillborn. Like, I have friends who have, like, seen children be their own kids be stillborn. And it's not gentle on the soul to see that. It's not a little deal. It's not a small thing to force someone to go through that. When someone wants to have a child, and that child comes out stillborn, that's not a little deal. That's not a detail. It's not something you just like, oh, well, that one didn't work, let's do another one. Like, it's not like that. It just isn't. And clearly, it's not that way for the Krogan either. Like, you heard that Clan Weyrloc speaker that I killed rather brutally. You don't understand, human. You haven't seen all the children, like, who died in childbirth. Like, you haven't seen the piles of corpses of children who never got to, like, be born. It's like, motherfucker. And it's also a thing of, like, this touches up... Oh my god, this video's gonna get demonetized. This touches up against subjects that would come up if you had a debate in human society about abortion, right? Like the right to terminate a pregnancy, if a person so chooses. Well, this ties into that bodily autonomy again. The Krogan, it's sort of a reverse thing. Like, the Krogans are having forced abortions. They're having abortions forced on them by this genophage. Abortions that they do not want are being forced on them. And that's, like, also pretty motherfucking horrible. They don't have bodily autonomy. They don't have the right to get pregnant and have a child because, hey, roll the fucking dice. 1 in 1,000. Because someone made the math that, oh, that's the optimal math for making sure that there aren't too many Krogans, which we've decided which number is too many, you see. Anyway, this game makes me think about a lot of things, is my point. It asks some really difficult questions, and, like, I'm sitting here with my very confident moral opinions, right? Those are mine. These are my moral opinions. They're not... I'm sitting here sort of talking extemporaneously off the cuff. I haven't really thought all of them through in, like, a way that I'd be comfortable presenting as, like, a TED Talk. So, like, keep that in mind with all of this discussion. But it's like, Mass Effect at least tries to ask these questions. Not a lot of games are brave enough to try and ask these questions and present complicated answers. Like, lots of games would present you a situation like that and just like, oh yeah, here's the obvious, easy moral answer, just go and do that one. And then they'd be like, oh no, like, we've talked about morality systems and choice systems before, when we talk about Mass Effect, right? Like, where like, the good option is save the orphanage and the bad option is kick a puppy. That's not here. Like, it's not as simple as the Paragon choice is this thing and the Renegade choice is the other one, and one is good as one is evil. It doesn't really offer you that for this game. It really isn't a thing of like, just offering you an easy answer. It's a difficult question to tangle with. Like, I have a position, and I believe in it very, very strongly, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend, like, in the fictional scenario where you've just been through this war with like, the Rachni and then with the Krogan, that the rhetoric that Mordin offers, the reasoning and the rationale that Mordin offers, wouldn't be appealing. Of course it is. It sounds very scientific. It sounds very sensible. It sounds very ethically minded. Oh, we're not trying to exterminate them. We're just pruning the population like a garden. It sounds very scientific. It sounds very clean. It sounds very humanistic. Ironic word to use about Alien. It sounds nice on the surface. When you don't think through the consequences too much, it sounds nice on the surface. So, like, it's not like I don't understand where Mordin is coming from, it's just that I disagree with him very strongly. And I like him a lot as a character. I should be clear. I don't hate Mordin as a character. I think he's a very good character because he forces me to think about some really difficult questions and understand where my own morality is at. And I will tell you, like, when Mass Effect 2 came out the first time, I was a lot more on Mordin's side back then. Like, I was a lot more taken in by his rhetoric. Like, oh yeah, no, that seems sensible. Like, he's doing science stuff to make sure that it's not too bad, so that means it's probably ethical. Not anymore. I have shifted my opinions.
We're not gonna find.
And there was a voice line that failed to load in time for the animation. Ah, well.
Dead Krogan, female. Tumors indicate experimentation. No restraint marks. Volunteer. Sterile Werelock female willing to risk procedures. Hoped for cure. Pointless. Pointless waste of life.
I didn't expect you to be disturbed by the sight of a dead Krogan.
What? Why? Because of genophage work? Irrelevant. No. Causative. Never experimented on live Krogan. Never killed with medicine. Her death not my work. Only reaction to it. Goal was to stabilize population. Never wanted this. Can see it logically. But still unnecessary. Foolish. Waste of life. Hate to see it.
I didn't think you'd had much direct contact with things like this. Did you come to Tuchanka after dropping your plague?
Yearly recon missions. Water, tissue samples. Ensure no mistakes. Superiors offered to carry it on. Refused. Need to see it in person. Need to look. Need to see. Accepted as necessary. See small picture. Remind myself why I run a clinic on Omega. Rest, young mother. Find your gods. Find someplace better.
I didn't expect spirituality from you, Mordin.
Genophage modification project altered millions of lives. Then saw results. Ego, humility, juxtaposition, frailty of life, size of universe. Explored religions after work completed. Different races. No answers. Many questions.
Sounds like you were trying to deal with your guilty conscience. The doctor who killed millions.
Modified genophage project great in scope. Scientifically brilliant. But ethically difficult. Krogan reaction visceral, tragic. Not guilty, but responsible. Trained as doctor, genophage affects fertility, doesn't kill. Still, caused this. Hard to see big picture behind pile of corpses.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's almost as though the big picture is like made up of a million little pictures. And you can't just zoom out and ignore the little ones. You can try, but you can't do it forever.
Can you really just rationalize it all away? How do you justify it?
Wheel of life. Popular Solarian concept. Similar to human Hinduism in focus on reincarnation. Appealing to see life as endless. Fix mistakes in next life. Learn, adapt, improve. Refuse to believe life ends here. Too wasteful. Have more to offer. Mistakes to fix. Cannot end here. Could do so much more.
If you need this much soul searching to get over it, maybe the genophage was wrong.
Had to be done. Rachni wars, Krogan rebellions, all pointed to Krogan aggression. So many simulations, effects of Krogan population increase, all pointed to war, extinction. Genophage or genocide. Save galaxy from Krogan. Save Krogan from galaxy.
You could have cured the genophage instead. Brought hope to the Krogan. They'd have rejoiced.
Assumes human reaction. Krogan stimulus response different. Harsh environment. Take chance to fight. Flee. Would have caused chaos on Tuchanka. Victor would have war economy. Bloodthirsty army. Galactic expansion only logical outcome. More war. Genophage saved lives. War would have ended.
So you're willing to sterilize a species based on the evidence of a few simulations?
Yes, millions of data points, years of arguments, countless scenarios, all noted Krogan fragmentation as dangerous, no unified culture to support repopulation. Would have been war, Turians and humans destroying Krogan utterly. Genophage was better, saved lives.
Look at the dead woman, Mordin. It doesn't look like you saved her.
No, it doesn't. Worked with available data. only option. No other possible. Doesn't matter.
Matters a little bit. Matters to her. And that's the other thing I like about Mass Effect is, like, I think a lesser sci-fi game would have not given you the option to push back on Mordin as hard as Shepard does. Like, Shepard doesn't let him get away with this. Like, you can choose to be really fucking harsh on him if you want to really challenge him and really push him. And I appreciate that, because again, if you're dealing with a difficult question like this, you kind of can't pussyfoot it. Like, you kind of can't go, well, I mean, I can kind of see it one way and I can kind of see it the other way. You can have Shepard play centrist if you want to, where they kind of don't judge, even though they should, but you have the option to judge, and you have the option to judge harshly, or to completely agree with him and just be like, yeah, fuck him. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, better than war. Like, without, in my opinion, without giving much more thought to the broader consequences of the thing. But it gives you the option. Like, Mass Effect is like, if you think what Mordin did was wrong, and I do, you have the option to fucking say so. And you're not punished, by the way. You're not punished mechanically. Like, you don't, like, influence lost with Mordin and then you get locked out of a bunch of interesting conversations with the character. You're not punished like that, which I also appreciate. Is like, you can have these arguments with him and not, like, end up in a thing where you miss out on half the content associated with him unless you play really nice and placate him all the time. That's also one of the things that Mass Effect 2 does really well. Man, looking at the recording time, I wanted to do 2 loyalty missions in this video, but this one's gonna take a while with all the ranting I'm doing. But yeah, I just don't have much sympathy for the whole, but statistics, but our simulations said, yeah, but you defined the terms of the simulation. Like, the simulation is based on this assumption that the Krogan culture can't change. The Krogan culture can't, they can't become less violent. It's not possible to use diplomacy and trade and interconnection to guide them towards less violence, to bring them into the galactic community, to give them a reason to be less violent. No, it's just war. It's war, genocide or genophage. Only 2 options. Only 2 options. It's this false dilemma thing, you know? Anyway, hi, how you doing? And I don't accept the premises of the false dilemma. Like, I don't accept that those 2 are the only possible options. Because in every moral situation, there's never only 2 options. Like, binary choices are very rare in the world. Anyway, here's a good conversation I really like.
You killed the Blood Pack guards.
Not Blood Pack, not member of Clan Werlock. Wrong clan markings.
I'm a nerd, not scout. Werlock guards got me. Brought me here.
The Chief Scout told us to watch for you. We've taken out the guards. Get back to Urdnot.
I can't. The Werlock did things to me. Drugs. Injections. Said I was sacrificing for the good of all Krogan. Experiments to cure the genophage. Everything's blurry. Hard to think. Have to stay.
Mordin, can you get him back on his feet? Stims, maybe? Something to bolster his immune system?
You don't understand. I'm not too sick to leave. I have to stay. They're curing the genophage. They're gonna make it all better. They have to keep doing the tests.
Caution, Shepard. Patient unstable, susceptible, brainwashed.
Why do you want them to keep doing the tests?
This is my fault. I got caught. Wasn't strong enough. Not good enough. This is the best I can do. This is all I can do. I'm not big enough to have a real shot with the females. I'll never have kids of my own. But if I help undo the genophage, then I mattered.
Here's where I like to take the renegade option.
You got a bruised ego. You got caught and beaten, so you tell yourself it was for something important.
That's not true. I need to stay. They're gonna cure us all.
You're not a real Krogan. When a real Krogan gets knocked down, he gets back up.
I did. I got back up every time they hit me. So many times.
You're lying there right now like a Vorcha grubbing in the mud. You gonna just lie there, Vorcha?
Screw you, human. Nobody says that to me. Nobody keeps me down.
Damn right they don't. Now get back to Clan Urdnot and report in. Go. Go!
Nicely done. Fortunately, subject is unlikely to be contagious.
If you have Garrus with you, he'll be like, ha, there's no pep talk like a military pep talk. I kind of wanted Garrus with me, but Grunt is more appropriate. Hey, we leveled up, by the way. Can I do anything with those points? Nope. But it's something. But again...
I'm detecting crates ahead that are holding unstable materials. A misplaced shot could cause a significant explosion.
Or a well-placed shot. Explosives useful. Burn through Krogan armor.
But again, with him, like, we saw that despair again, right? Of like, I'll never have children. Like, I'll never have a family. I'm never gonna matter. I'm never gonna be able to build a future of any kind. Which, in this case, was used to manipulate him into, well, submission and fear. And boom. Fortunately, the Varen is experiencing some pathfinding issues. Bonk.
Wrong target. On the ground now.
Okay. Ah, Mr. Gould is joining us. So, barrier on that guy? Yup. Which is where my warp ammo comes in handy. Anyway, sorry about your clan's future and all, but, and that'll be the end of the blood pack. Okay, you, and last code segment? There you are.
This should come in handy.
Heavy weapon ammo upgrade, yay!
Malin, alive, unharmed. No signs of restraint, no evidence of torture. Don't understand.
For such a smart man, Professor, you always had trouble seeing evidence that disagreed with your preconceptions. How long will it take you to admit that I'm here because I wish to be here?
He wasn't kidnapped. He came here voluntarily to cure the genophage.
Impossible. Whole team agreed. Project necessary.
How was I supposed to disagree with the great Dr. Solus? I was your student! I looked up to you!
Experiments performed here. Live subjects, prisoners, torture and executions. You're doing?
We've already got the blood of millions on our hands, Doctor. If it takes a bit more to put things right, I can deal with that.
You honestly think the experiments you did here are justified?
We committed cultural genocide. Nothing I do will ever be justified. The experiments are monstrous because I was taught to be a monster.
Mordin, did you ever perform experiments like this?
No. Never taught you this, Malin.
So your hands are clean. What does it matter if the ground is stained with the blood of millions? You taught me that the end justified the means. I will undo what we did, Professor. The only way I know how.
Oh hey, look, Mordin, you're being confronted with the consequences of your actions.
What happens if the genophage is cured and the Krogan expand again? That will be on your head.
We justified this atrocity by saying the Krogan would cause havoc and war if their population But look at the galaxy. Batarian attacks in the Traverse, Geth attacks in the Citadel. Is this a more peaceful universe? The assault on your Eden Prime might never have happened if we had let the Krogan recover. We'll never know.
You talked about killing, but the genophage isn't lethal. It only affects fertility rates.
Krogan fight over fertile females. They become mercenaries or pirates because they see no alternative. They would be thriving in a cultural renaissance now had we not decided that this is what they deserved.
Inaccurate. Krogan population resulted in war. Simulations were clear.
Were they?
Why work with Clan Weyrloc? And how did you access the genophage data?
The data was easy to obtain. We all still had clearance. We were heroes. All I had to do was ask. As for the Weyrloc, they were the only clan with both the resources and the commitment.
Urdnot has a larger camp than Weyrloc. Why not use them?
Urdnot Rex is too soft. He wasn't willing to do the experiments I needed. It's Urdnot's loss and Weyrloc's gain. Their clan will be the first to recover from the crime we committed.
Malin clearly doesn't need rescuing. What do you want to do?
Have to end this.
You can't face the truth, can you? Can't admit that your brilliant mind led you to commit an atrocity!
Unacceptable experiments. Unacceptable goals. Won't change. No choice. Have to kill you.
Wait, you don't need to do this, Mordin. You're not a murderer.
No, not a murderer. Thank you, Shepard.
Well, not directly anyway.
Finished, Malin. Get out. No Weyrloc left. Project over.
Aren't you worried that he'll start his research again?
No. Locking this unit. Special task group can cut access to old data. Could start from scratch. Decades of work, though. Didn't teach you everything I knew.
You heard the professor. Get out before he changes his mind.
Where am I supposed to go, Professor?
Don't care. Try Omega. Can always use another clinic.
The Krogan didn't deserve what we did to them, Professor. The genophage needs to end.
Not like this. Apologies, Commander. Misunderstood mission parameters. No kidnapping. My mistake. Thank you.
Don't worry about me, Mordin. How are you doing?
Should have killed him. Wanted to. Easier than easier for him, too. Experiments indicate how far he's fallen. Expected it from Krogan. Not one of mine.
Maybe you'll remember that the next time you're discussing the ethics of the genophage.
Yes. So many variables. Stress responses. Impossible to truly predict. Something to think about. Malin's research. Only loose end. Could destroy it. Closure. Security. Still valuable, though.
If you think it can be useful, why not hang on to it?
Worked for years to create modified genophage. Should destroy this. Malin's work could cure genophage. Don't know. Effects on Krogan. Effects on Galaxy. Too many variables. Too many variables.
You regret what the Krogan have become. You see the horror of what they did here. But you see the loss, too.
Wasted potential.
They don't deserve this, Mordin. Save the data.
Point taken, Shepard. Capturing data. Wiping local copy. Still years away from cure. But closer than starting from scratch. Done. Ready to go. Ready to be off to Tuchanka. Anywhere else. Maybe somewhere sunny.
I'd like to look around a bit more.
There's a thing or two that you can pick up, I believe. Wall computer, yes. A little bit of money. Might as well bring it with us. But yeah, again, I'm not the only one who sees things that way when it comes to the Krogan genophage. Which again, like, the game is good about that. troubled by Clan Weirlock's progress towards genophage cure without Cerberus' knowledge. Cure data may prove useful, Krogan dangerous, but if recruited as shock troops against Reapers, extremely valuable. Morden's assistant no longer a problem. Morden will have no trouble focusing on the mission. And we have another thing to do on Tuchanka, but this episode is running a little long, so if you want to see what else happens on Tuchanka, some good stuff, you can hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons down below. If you want to see these episodes early, memberships are available on this channel, and I'll post anything as soon as I upload it for members on the channel, which usually means you get things earlier. So you can do that if you want to. I also have a Patreon and merchandise store and a tip jar. All those monetization options are there to help me pay my rent. They also help me pay for the editor who helps me with some of the videos on this channel. So if you want to take advantage of that, I appreciate the help. If you don't want to, you do not have to. Thanks for watching. Please remember to wear a mask and wash your hands. Take the vaccine when it comes, and try to act with solidarity towards those who are working to make the world a better place.